JBNN to keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, two abducted, vehicles stolen in daring daylight robbery in St. Ann. Several gunmen pulled off a daring daylight abduction and robbery in Cardiff Hall, St. Ann on Thursday. According to police, a man and a woman were taken away by gunmen who later robbed them of a vehicle and other items. It was reported that around 2 p.m., the two were driving a black Honda motor vehicle when gunmen traveling in a white Honda Stream overtook them and blocked their path. Three of the men who were armed with guns alighted, hit the male in his head, tied them up, forced them into the stream, and drove their vehicle to Beverly in Runaway Bay in the parish. There, the man and woman were robbed of their cell phones and the vehicle, which the men used to make their escape. A report was made to the police and an investigation launched. Neither the vehicle nor the gunmen have been found. Investigations continue. Father arrested after girlfriend and daughter badly beaten in Portland. A man has been taken into police custody after his girlfriend and their 15-year-old daughter were reportedly beaten in Portland on Friday. The man, whose name police are withholding pending charges, is accused of beating the child for attending a party and then beating her mother for allowing her to go. Details of the incident are still sketchy, but it is understood the father got angry because he felt disrespected, as he had sternly warned that the child should not attend the event. It is understood that the child, a student of high school in the parish, reportedly sustained a broken wrist because of the beating. The mother was allegedly left with several bruises and swelling. Both had to be taken for medical attention, the police said. Two escaped serious injury following two-vehicle crash in Mandeville. Two people narrowly escaped serious injuries following a two-vehicle collision on the Winston Jones Highway in Mandeville on Sunday. The crash, which happened shortly after 8 a.m. in the vicinity of Marshall's Pen, involved two sedans. It is unclear how the vehicles collided. One of the vehicles overturned and landed in a ditch, while the other landed in a banana field. Residents of Marshall's Pen said that they heard when the crash happened. I was getting ready for church when me hear one on and then one loud bang, only to shortly after see the aftermath of the crash. This is a very deadly road, very accident prone, but people drive like them mad and this is the end result, said a resident. Other residents and passers-by converged on the scene. The drivers of both vehicles were reportedly taken to hospital for treatment for what is believed to be minor injuries. Last month, some 500 cases of water were looted from a delivery truck after it collided with a Nissan Tiida mere meters from this latest crash. Man detained for allegedly killing wife's brother. A man was taken into custody after allegedly stabbed his wife's brother during an early morning dispute. The incident reportedly happened at Coffee Ridge in Cave Valley, St. Ann on Friday morning. The deceased has been identified as 55-year-old Errol Cameron. The name of the accused has been withheld pending charges. Reports are that about 2:32 a.m., Cameron came home drunk and started throwing stones at his sister's house. As a result, police said an argument developed between the now deceased and the sister's husband. The argument reportedly turned physical and Cameron was stabbed. The police were summoned to the location where they discovered Cameron's body lying on a bed inside his house with stab wounds and a piece of block on his bed. The scene was processed and the husband taken into police custody. Gun and ammunition seized in housing scheme in Savlamar. The Savlamar police seized a gun and several rounds of ammunition during a targeted raid in Londalo Phase 6 in the Westmoreland capital on Friday. The police said about 5:45 p.m. a premises was searched, which resulted in a Browning single-action pistol with a magazine containing 6 9mm rounds being discovered in a house. The police also found 8.45 rounds, 3 Remington 12-gauge rounds, 1 M16 magazine, 22 lead sheets, and firearm cleaning solutions. No one was arrested in connection to the find. F1 charged for several gun offences. The Hanover police have no charge. 28-year-old O'Brien Garvey, otherwise called F1, of Mount Grace District, Hopewell, Hanover, following his arrest on Friday. Garvey was charged on Saturday with possession of a prohibited weapon, using a firearm to commit a felony, shooting with intent, and wounding with intent. It is reported that about 6 p.m. on April 2, an elderly man was at home with his relatives in Mount Carey District, Hopewell, when they were pounced upon by Garvey and accomplices who fired shots at them. When the shooting subsided, 2 men and a 6-year-old boy were seen with gunshot wounds. They were taken to the hospital where they were admitted for treatment. Garvey was arrested following an investigation. His alleged accomplices are currently being sought by the police. Indicom probing killing of alleged gunman by police in Old Harbour. The Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom, is probing the fatal shooting of a 21-year-old man the police say launched a brazen gun attack along West Street, Old Harbour and St. Catherine on Friday before it was shot by an off-duty cop. The police say about 3 p.m., a man conducted a transaction at a bank's automated teller machine ATM and re-entered a waiting vehicle. It was then reportedly attacked by an armed man who fired shots at the vehicle. The man and another person inside the vehicle were hit. A policeman was in the vicinity, who reportedly engaged the gunman, hitting him. The police say a Glock pistol containing 7 rounds of ammunition was found next to the alleged gunman. In a media release on Saturday, Indicom confirmed that 2 people were shot and injured during the incident and 1 person, Shamar Clark, was shot and killed by the off-duty policeman. It said its investigations would include determining the origin of the gunshots received by the injured persons. A total of 4 vehicles were damaged during the incident. Indicom said it was aware of video footage circulating on social media with some aspects of the incident and encouraged members of the public to assist in the investigative process by contacting the Commission's head office or sending their information, photos or videos directly to Indicom's official WhatsApp at 876-553-5555. In sports news, mixed results for Jamaica and Budapest. In a highly anticipated 100 meters final, Jamaica's Oblique Seville and Raheem Ford finished 4th and 8th respectively at the 2023 Budapest World Athletics Championships. Seville showed up to the National Athletics Center in fine form, equaling his personal best of 9.86 in the heats and fending off defending champion Fred Curley of the US in the semi-final in 9.90 seconds. He crossed the line in 9.88 seconds. This follows his 4th place finish in the event at last year's World Championships in Eugene, Oregon. In the biggest race of his career, Raheem Ford clocked 10.08 seconds. It was impressive throughout the rounds, grabbing the automatic qualification in the heats and advancing to the final based on his new personal best clocking of 9.95. The event was won by American Noah Lyles in a world-leading time of 9.83. 20-year-old Letsili Tobog of Botswana set a new national record of 9.88 for silver, while Great Britain's Darnell Hughes copped bronze, also in 9.88. In the women's 1500 meters, Adele Tracy produced a national record in her quest to qualify for the finals. Though she did not qualify, her performances over the championships has been memorable and of course spectacular. Her new national record is 3 minutes 58.77. Meanwhile, Jamaica's trio of Candice McLeod, Nikisha Price, and Charity Young booked their spot in the women's 400 meters semi-finals. Roshane Clark and Jael Hyde are also through to the semi-finals of the men's 400 meters hurdles. Jamaica's darlings, Shallon Fraser-Price, Sharika Jackson, Natasha Morrison, and Sasha Lee Forbes have booked their spot in the semi-finals of the women's 100 meters. In what was her first World Athletics Championships long jump final, Achilles Smith could not produce her best this season, ending 11th. One of the biggest disappointments of the day, however, was Rashid Broadbell crashing out of the men's 110-meter hurdles. Answer Parchment and Orlando Bennett are through to the semi-finals. Parchment in Heat 1 was safely through after winning in 13.30 seconds, while teammate Bennett, who finished 4th in Heat 4, crossed the line in 13.39 and secured a non-automatic qualifying spot. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.